You're listening to The Real Fan Review with Hav, Sanj, Al, and B.
What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from The Real Fan Review. Today with me, we got my brother B.
It's Chapter 2 prep.
In case you guys don't know what he's talking about, it's like one of our most famous videos for some reason. I don't know what's going on with the video, but
everybody
people love
likes
the
it,
Chapter 2 prep. And the reason we know that is because we got our man in the chair, Al, with us today.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, Al checks the stats.
Okay. I don't know what it is that video is compared to everything else, man. I'm about to relabel every video in Chapter 2 prep.
Just plug it. Just plug it.
Oh my God. And you know what's funny? I actually went back to all our episodes, and to be honest with you, my favorite to this day is the reelies, the first annual reelies, the movies for 2019. I actually re-listened to it last week, and I just had a ball laughing and listening to it. But I guess that's before we started recording. So,
oh yeah.
You just say Chapter 2 prep.
I thought you were gonna say that. I went back and watched it. It's great. It's the best episode ever.
Actually, I went back and listened to that one. I'm like, I don't get it.
Somebody does, and they just keep listening. Thank you.
Oh my God. But listen, guys, if you're watching today, we thank you. Today we're talking about Bill and Ted Part 3 coming out a little bit earlier, movies being pushed back, and our best guess on when we think movies are really going to come back for us. Snyder Cut, we're going to talk about today. Eurovision Song Contest. Once again, Netflix killing it. And if we have enough time today, we'll get into some scenarios with the fellas. So let's get right into it. Fellas, we were told Bill and Ted 3. They're not trying to wait for the movie theaters, man. They should start doing this for all the movies. So, Al, you said what date is coming out on?
September 1st.
September 1st. All right. So Bill and Ted 3, September 1st. Not a big, huge budget movie, so you can see why it probably is being released early on video demand. You see all these movies that are on video on demand are not these great high budget movies. But also, there's like a little cult following the Bill and Ted. I mean, I personally seen 1 and 2. I just don't remember anything of it. Brandon, you remember Bill and Ted?
I love Bill and Ted. I love Bill and Ted so much. I'm actually very happy it's coming to video on demand.
Yeah, man. So September 1st, we'll be getting in there. Al, you're looking forward to doing the Bill and Ted prep because people love the preps we do, man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to actually have to watch 1 and 2 for the first time. I've never seen either one in their entirety.
Gotcha. Like I said, I have no recollection of 1 or 2, so I just remember Bill and Ted, and that's about it. And so
that's it.
So I'm looking forward to it, man. So Bill and Ted 3 is going to be coming out on September 1st, video on demand, and I think some movie theaters that are whatever ones are open, which leads us to our second thing here is that I'm understanding that Tenet, Mulan, a lot of movies being pushed back. I actually have a little list here to the left of me, so I'm going to read that real quick. I got Mulan and Tenet indefinitely moved. I actually heard that Tenet is going to be released in international markets at the end of August, which sucks. Yeah. That means it's going to be pirated. Quiet Place 2 moved to April 2021. Top Gun 2 moved to summer of 2021. So all these things happening right now with these movies being pushed all over the place. And it's just, again, another sign of the times that we're currently in with this coronavirus pandemic. It's just insane. You never know what's going to happen. Another week, new news on what's going to happen or not going to happen. So, I mean, right now, go for it, Al.
I was just going to say, the only one that surprised me was the announcement for New Mutants. Yeah. I think we all agreed last week that we swore that they were going to announce coming to streaming, and to say no,
they're holding on so strong.
I holding on
so strong.
Yeah, I saw that was going to be on streaming this Friday. Like I saw we were going to be. Well, I've already watched it this weekend, but
absolutely
because why they're holding on to that movie, I have no idea.
It's so strong, man.
It's got to be a great movie.
It's got to be incredible because I was waiting for it, and they were just like, "Nah, man, we're still coming out." Like, why?
Yeah.
Just do it. I got it right there, TV.
This movie is never going to live up to the hype that it's building up right now. It's never. gonna be
The
ridiculous.
actors are all 4 years older than when they started. Like,
So listen, with all these things happening, and we know this seems to be a constant conversation of our news every week. If you had to put $100 on it right now, Brandon, where or when are these movies coming out? When are we getting back to
$100,
theaters?
maybe next summer. I don't know.
Wow.
Because,
Next summer.
know, I'm trying to take this in stride. With the whole, we're trying to figure out education right now, this and that. So like, entertainment is very far down the list of things people want to try and figure out. We had Hollywood open up for about 3 days. And I don't. I just foresee, like, I'm hoping this thing goes good left and not a hard right. And if we get hard right, which people are talking about, we don't know. No one knows anything until it happens. If we get hard right, you're looking at even further down the line till entertainment. I mean, the gyms aren't even a thing to be talked about right now. No,
Right.
The gym owners are very upset, very, very upset. So,
Oh yeah.
I was at the beach the other day. There was a flying plane with the sign that says "Bring bowling back." I was like, "That's a thing. Bring bowling back." Okay.
That's the wrong AMC. That's the wrong AMC. But I say next summer.
Next summer, Al. If you had to put $100 on it, man, what month or what year you're guessing, brother?
I'm agreeing. I think next year, man. All these movies, like why, like New Mutants was pushed to August. Like, stop pushing it month by month. At this point, either release it on streaming, VOD. But I was talking to my wife. They because I don't realistically, until there's a vaccine, and even maybe a few months after the vaccine is out.
Right.
Because I'm not going to get that vaccine right away. Like, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but I'm gonna let it ride out for a little bit and see
Let a couple other guinea pigs take it.
Yeah, what's the reactions to it? Like, no offense, if you just made this and you're rushing its creation, like, I'm not gonna be one of the first people to get that put in me. So I think it may be a while between the vaccine finally being released and people being comfortable enough to say, okay, let me get the vaccine, let me go out and be in a crowded room with a bunch of strangers. Like that, like that. I don't think it's going to be a while for the movie theaters. So, I feel for them. They got a lot of budget to cover. Yeah,
it's insane. But I mean, if I had to put $100 on it, I think I honestly would say January, February 2021. And it sucks to say that so bad because we got 6, maybe 5 months until January. But like I was just saying regarding the vaccine's not coming till like after January. I know they're hopeful. You get all these little notifications saying, oh, they're in the 3rd phase of this and that for the vaccine, but it still has to be approved. It still has to go through trials. It still has to be scientifically proven that it works. And then on top of that, you have to wait till people actually get the damn vaccine. I'm going to be lucky. Mass produced, and still, I'm lucky that I work in a hospital. Most likely it's going to be right away for me that I'm going to have to get it because I deal with patients all the time. So it's going to be something I'm going to have to take, which I'm not too crazy about. But at the same time, we got to get past this process of this freaking pandemic. And when you look at the numbers, it's going down, or it's becoming steady, I guess, but steady at a high rate here in the States. Even though Florida is quote unquote steady at like God knows 18% rate, which is ridiculous, and it just doesn't seem like it's good news right now for the summer. And then, mind you guys, not to be the pessimistic bad news person here, and I think I'll be back soon.
Al got sad. He left.
Al got depressed to get this news. But the thing is, there's that concern of a second wave. Hey, real fans, we're so sorry about that. We had a little issue there with Skype. Skype cut us all off.
Skynet cut us off.
Skynet cut us off. There it goes. All right, so let's get back into it. I think I was in the middle of saying that. there's a rumor of a second wave that possibly will come September, October, and depending on how bad that goes, that's just going to shut the movies down also. So if all that comes into play, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be sometime in 2021. I kind of agree with Brandon next year. I'm not hoping summer next year. That'd be insane, but yeah, man, it's just nuts. I just can't believe that this is happening. I listened to the podcast right before the coronavirus made us go into quarantine where we couldn't podcast together. And I'm like, we didn't have a clue this was about to happen. Oh, man. Yeah, listen. So in other news, also, the last bit of news for this week, with the Comic-Con being this week, which kind of was on a yeah, nobody really put anything out there except the normal like different panels that they have, which are all interesting. But mostly when we think of Comic-Con as far as movie fans go, we think of Warner Brothers, Hall H, Marvel dropping a movie trailer or something like that. I remember last year we made a whole podcast just about all the Marvel announcement that they did at Comic-Con last year. And the one thing we got this year was the Snyder Cut for DCEU or the DC Universe. Let's just say not DC Universe, because he kind of put it out there saying, hey guys, listen, I'm making this movie just to kind of finish something that I didn't finish, or the fans asked for this. So it's not connected to the DCEU. It's going to be its own separate movie, but you never know, right? So I know Brandon's thought is, if it's really successful or really good, it's gonna definitely make some more movies off of that. Depends on the money they make off of it.
Money talks.
But Al, man, what's your thoughts on what Snyder said there?
I mean, I understand where he's coming from, because a lot of the storylines and plot points that they got to use for these movies, the scripts and everything are planned out well in advance of anything they're going to start filming. So when you already have an Aquaman slated for release, you already have the Flash movie being, generated and prepared for filming and so forth.
Right.
To say that this is all of a sudden going to be tied in with all of them, especially Wonder Woman 84 is already done, wrapped up, and waiting to just be released.
Right.
So I can understand why he's setting realistic expectations to say, listen, this is not connected with any of those movies. That being the case, to what you guys were just saying, if this movie turns out to be well received and a lot of people watch it and it gets good reviews and a lot of good commentary from the fans, there's nothing at all stopping them from making something that continues down this line. So, even though he's saying it's not connected to the official DCEU, that could be interpreted to me, at least as of right now, based on what they're projecting, what they have slated. But just wait till it comes out and see how it's received, and then all of a sudden you may hear different stories.
Yeah, I think Brandon's thinking it right now. He's saying, until it gets positive reviews.
Until it's the best DC movie they ever made.
Yeah, because look at the little clip that they just released of Superman in the black suit.
Black.
Yeah, I mean, we all saw that in the original. Yeah, I mean, that shows the clip that we saw of Alfred in the original preview when he said, "Oh, I think you're too late" or something along those lines, and everybody was wondering who he said that to. Obviously, now he was saying it's to Superman in the black suit. So, we're definitely looking forward to see what else is in that Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I think we all kind of hoped it was Green Lantern, but no.
Yeah, I remember hearing the rumor that was Green Lantern.
Hey, Brandon, so what you think, man? Zack Snyder saying it's not connected, man.
I call bullshit. I call this is a whole panel of people waiting to hear how well this movie does. I mean, listen, there was a whole hype for this movie. Listen, Batman vs. Superman didn't get a lot of cred, and then there was a lot of push for this to be excellent, to be awesome. We got what we got, and many were upset. I know I was like, okay, it was fun. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as good. Now we have the promise that this is better than it was supposed to be. This is my vision the whole time, and I want my vision to be out there. All right, well, let's see what your vision got, bro. Like, let's see what you have. And if this does well, I mean, I don't see, in the honesty of all the things, I don't see the DC movies moving or propelling themselves in a positive way to be on the up and up, where this couldn't participate, possibly put itself back on the map with something, depending on, I mean, the hype for this is real. It's only up to them now to either let us down or live up to the hype. So
yeah, man. I just, I just keep thinking about how a little unfair it is on, what's the guy's name who made Avengers, the first one?
Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedon. Like, Zack Snyder here gets to see what people didn't like. He's like, okay, so I'm just not going to do that part right there. So it's definitely going to be better than Josh Whedon's version. You know what I mean? Like, he's okay.
Like, what they hate? The Martha thing and Batman. It's a little late for that. We'll come back.
Hey man, nothing like a second impression. You know what I mean? Like, insane, man.
That's like Aaron Burr and Hamilton. Like,
you guys are nuts, man. Yeah, that's it for the news for this week, man. Very light on the news.
Very
But
light.
good things. We have plenty of topics to talk about. So let's get right into the next topic we're talking about today, which is a movie that we all started to watch. Brandon and Sanj watched it last week, and they told us to watch it this week to say, hey, it wasn't a bad movie. So let's get right into Eurovision. So what Eurovision Song Contest, story of Fire Saga. You play ya ding dong. Yeah, ding dong. Oh, the way he yelled it too is insane. Anyway, yeah, ding dong. Anyway,
fire.
Netflix once again. In my opinion, I don't know what you guys have thought. I haven't really talked to you guys yet about this movie, so we'll find out now. But my impression of Netflix is this Eurovision Song Contest movie was actually really pretty good. I was surprised because at first I was watching it, I'm like, what the hell is all this? And I actually thought I wasn't liking it and I wasn't gonna like it. But dude, they killed the ending of that movie. The ending of the movie gave you the feels. It made you laugh. It made me tear up. Not cry, tear up. And it actually was at the end of the movie an entertaining movie. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed watching Eurovision Song Contest. Brandon, what was your experience with Eurovision?
I loved it. I went into it, I think maybe rightfully so, with like really low expectations. Because let's be honest, a lot of comedy movies on Netflix aren't good at all. So I went in with super low expectations, and I kind of saw like an Icelandic version of Talladega Nights. So it was pretty funny, and like I didn't expect Amy Adams to be funny, and it worked out really well. Yeah. They were a good duo, and then like as the movie went on, you get the what was not the gnomes, the fairies, right, that were in the house, the elves, thank you. Elves. So like that thing was hilarious. I think the movie as it went further along, it got better. I think it started off very on the slower side, like they had like the yeah ding dong, like that was the best part of the whole beginning. And then like you're like, oh, it only goes down from there, and then it gets better as it goes on. So I was really impressed.
Al, how about yourself, man? How'd you find yourself with the Netflix there, Eurovision?
Like I'm glad Brandon made that comment too, because for me, in the beginning, like I like Will Ferrell. It's weird his movies because either I'm loving the movie or I'm hating it.
Right. Yeah.
And in the beginning, because he plays for the most part the same kind of character in a lot of his movies. The beginning was very slow to me.
Yeah,
to the point where it was like an hour in, and I felt like I had been there 3 hours already watching them. There's so much had already happened in the movie, and this and that. I was like, how much have I watched already? And it was only an hour, and it said that there was like another hour and something to go. Or I was like, oh my god! But then it just picked up, and the story started. It started getting fun, to me at least. I started seeing the humor. Mm-hmm. Once they brought in all the other singers from the other countries and seeing the interactions, and it got good. And then the story started making sense as to what they were building up for and so forth. So and then it was funny watching him comment about the different. It was good in a way seeing the different countries come together and the different people and the way they interacted. And I understood some of the concerns that people had with this, because apparently this is a very big
contest. It's a real thing.
It's very surprised by that.
And a lot of concern with this movie was that they were going to like make fun of the contest.
They didn't.
So
No.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I like that. I like the fact that it showed how big and popular this contest is, how it brings these countries together, and they get to celebrate their differences and their strengths of as countries and different people. So I thought that was cool and a good aspect to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and without spoiling it, because I don't know if we're gonna get into spoilers on this one afterwards, but I liked the way they went with the ending.
Absolutely. And you know what? To be honest with you, as far as spoilers goes with this, I don't think you can spoil it because it's Eurovision Song Contest, so they go to a Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah, but
So
see, I thought they were
yeah.
gonna somehow miraculously,
Uh-huh.
so I'm glad that
Yeah,
it
yeah. All
with
right, so we'll
everything
we'll
that
we'll save some
yeah.
of the stuff, but honestly, you can't. There's not really much to spoil people. It's just a I would say a cute movie almost, because
Yeah.
I have to agree with both of you guys. Like I said in the beginning, it is a slow movie in the beginning, and even there was a point where I watched the movie with my wife because my wife is a huge Will Ferrell fan, so she was expecting Talladega Nights, Step Brothers. She was expecting something like that, and when the movie is just like a regular story going, you're like, what the hell? And it had some comedic things, like the
She's probably
entrance to
not
the
my sister.
contest. Probably not my sister.
She's probably not my
Probably
sister.
not. Even how they get into the contest is pretty funny and weird. And then also surprisingly, Demi Lovato's in the movie as well. So that was pretty interesting. But I have to say, like, how when we saw Sonic, we were like, "Oh, Jim Carrey's back," right? I'm not willing to say that Will Ferrell's back. Not for this one. He did okay. He did his thing, and he handled his portrayal. He actually killed the end of the movie when he was making fun of the Americans. Oh, dude. I rewound that like 2-3 times just to hear him say, "No, I really hate you." Like, oh my god, he's so funny with that. And I have to say, man,
Silky kitty fist and marshmallow boxing glove.
a couple of lines in that one, man. So let's get into the actors of the movie. For me, Will Ferrell, I'm not willing to say like Will Ferrell's back because yes, he's put a couple of bad movies out there with that Sherlock Holmes and a couple of other things. He's not fully. I'm not willing to say he's back. As far as Rachel McAdams, she's fantastic. I don't think she's actually singing these songs. I think there's something
she doesn't. She's not.
I think
That's
I heard that
else.
she sang, but she didn't really sing what we heard. It was actually lip sync from actually an Icelandic singer. So that's pretty cool. But as far as acting wise, she pulled that movie off. She did great in the movie. How about yourself, Al? How'd you find Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams in the movie?
Same thing. Like to me, Will Ferrell, he's funny. Once you like his humor, you're gonna find it funny when he does it. But it's the same to me. It's the same bit at this point. He's got to come up with something new, something different.
Yeah.
But to your point, I think Rachel McAdams held the movie, and so did the Russian.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what his name was.
Alexander, right?
Alexander. But whatever the actor's name was, to me, those two made the movie. Even though it was Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams, to me, those two made the movie. Like, to me, Will Ferrell was the third wheel in this movie as far as actors. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And Brandon, for yourself, man, Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams, your thoughts?
You have to watch that guy. He's a bit of a sex player.
Okay, Brandon, you're making this movie sound a lot more funny than what it is, because that shit's hilarious. Oh my god.
No, I mean, I think like I agree with everything Al said. Like, I feel like it was very lackadaisy with Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell, but everyone else like took a spotlight. Like for the amount that Demi Lovato was in there, she had a really good part, and then like the Russian guy as well, Alexander, like everyone in the movie played a really great role, and I feel like they all played on equal ground, and it wasn't those two breaking out as the stars. It was kind of like everyone was an ensemble. So it was very interesting, but like, there's those one-liners in the movie that are really hilarious, but that's what he's known for, having those great one-liners. So like, it's things like that. So those are the things that I enjoy of the movie the most, and I love the ending. It's such a good ending.
The ending. All right. So now we got two last questions on Eurovision Song Contest. As far as the comedy goes, would you describe this movie as a comedy or more of a just? I don't even know what to describe this movie because there are a lot of comedic elements. So it is a comedy in the end, but I just didn't find it that funny throughout the entire movie. I felt like, and especially the ending when it wasn't comedic, it was real. I felt like, oh wow, I'm watching a good movie, not just a comedy. I'm watching a good movie.
Mhm.
What about you guys? What you guys think as far as like, did you see it as a comedy or something else?
I mean, Javier, did you not like don't you have some traffic sitting with your monster trucks and your chili corn dogs? Like, come on, this is 100% comedy. Go home and build your wall, you shit for brains Americans.
No, I really hate you.
I really hate you.
Get out of our country.
No, wait, how about when Will Ferrell? What did he compare his penis to? He goes, "It's not going to impress you, but it'll get the job done."
Okay, maybe this movie's really fucking funny. I didn't know that.
I sense he does have a very big penis.
He's a freaking sex player.
You have to watch the guy. He is a sex player.
Oh my god.
That was funny. But I mean, like, I agree. It's weird. Like, there's so many one-liners, but the one-liners in a 2.5-hour movie are so spread out.
Yes.
So it's hard to say that this was fully through a comedy. Like, when you think of like, I forget the movies he did with Mark Wahlberg. Not Daddy's Home, but the one when they were cops. Like, it was like Good Cops or something like that.
Something guys. Oh man.
Yeah, Other Guys or something like that. Like
Other guys.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's like, a movie like that where this comedy is throughout and every scene from everybody involved. Like, so for this movie to be like one-liner here, very serious, one-liner here, very serious. So I understand where you're saying, it's hard to kind of call it a comedy. But I don't know, when you start to think about the lines that happen, you can't help but crack the hell up,
Absolutely, man. Al, for yourself, you found it as a comedy, or would you rate it good as a comedy?
I would think, comedy that was trying to be serious, but there was too many comedic scenes spread out to take the movie serious.
Right.
So, for me, one of the scenes, I don't know why this part cracked me up, but was when the finance guy takes him to see the elves, and then he makes his confession, and then you see the knife in the back.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "I will leave this here so you can commit more murders." I don't know why that caught me. I guess because it wasn't expecting it. It caught me off guard. That one had me cracking up for a while.
Oh man, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one, because I need you monsters to admit you have a heart. When she sang the Havsik song, is it Havsik? Havsik? I don't even know the name of the
I'm
song.
not gonna try and butcher it.
Okay, like I just did, pretty much. At the end, it's not a spoiler alert to say that they sing a song at the end, right? So like,
It's a singing contest, yeah.
that song hit home. And as she's singing it, I look at my wife and she's wiping out tears. And she goes to me, she looks at me, she goes, "What is happening?" Oh man. But I got it too, because I did get a little misty eyed at that song, and to see the reaction of her hometown as she's singing this song was also very emotional and just very well done, right?
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. Did you guys feel the feels when she sang that song? Brandon?
I have to agree, yeah.
You felt the feels.
I felt the feels. I felt the feels the whole movie. Like from the second they were just like, romance is bad for bands, from there, like, she's probably not my sister, like, so that whole like lead up, getting up to that song and everything like that, it was well deserved to get there. You could see, like, I think the one thing about that story is it wasn't the story about them and the song contest so much as her story, and how she got to that last moment. So like that was the cool takeaway. I think Will Ferrell's part was just to make all those one-liners throughout the movie to get her to that spot, you know. So like, I loved it. I thought that was great. It was actually one of my favorite parts of the whole movie.
Absolutely, absolutely. Al, yourself, man, are you a
Yeah.
monster with a cold heart, or did you get the feeling?
No, you know, and what made me appreciate that she sang about the hometown and what it meant to her and everything was also the fact that the hometown loved them too. Because remember, they weren't going to watch the video, and the guy jumps up and says, "Listen, they may be screw ups, but they're our screw ups." And
Right,
he
right.
wanted to watch them just because they were them and they're so. And then to have her sing about how she loves her hometown and the whole story about her and him, and
Hmm.
it's about him, and yeah,
And
like
singing in her native language as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, kid. It again, that's where it took me out of the comedy and made me appreciate the story that they were trying to tell.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, and it
Well,
brought it home with that song.
one
absolutely.
last line for. I
Go
had to
for it.
look this one up because I couldn't remember this one fully. It was, I have some opiates for you can take while you over leverage your credit cards and buy too many houses. What a diss!
Dude, he ripped the Americans from the beginning of the movie to the end, dude.
Right? So funny.
Wait. How about when he got off the airport and he needed them to take him to the Eurovision contest?
Drive him.
He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys are so fast. Oh yeah, you guys are great."
Keep driving. Yeah.
Oh God.
So funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So listen, that's the movie we saw this week, and let's give it our final review there. What our score, total, review, whatever we give on there. For me, guys, I'm gonna say you should see the Eurovision Song Contest story of Fire Saga. Al, what's your recommendation or your score there for that movie?
Yeah. Same thing. You should see it.
Yeah, Brandon, yourself.
Go see it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Netflix. 2020 is their year.
They got some bangers right now. They got a whole show on food trucks and
Yeah.
like street food. Oh, what else? What else can I get? Netflix.
Listen, if they knock it out the park with Project Power with Jamie Foxx, hands down, Netflix took it this year. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Disney.
Somebody was telling me that their valuation is as much as Disney right now.
It's insane.
Yeah, kid. It's
Just-
I
crazy.
believe it.
Oh man. So listen, usually, like I said, we usually have a ton of news to talk about and a bunch of movies and stuff like that. And when we don't, we usually come up with other different things to talk about. It's kind of lighten up the mood, especially with the pandemic going around. So I got some scenarios for my fellas. So I'm gonna put you guys into the different movies that I've seen over the last maybe 2 months or so, and see what you guys think or what you say about what you're gonna do in these situations. So let's go right into it, and let's go with the last movie, not Eurovision Song Contest, but with Hamilton, which was a greatly reviewed movie that we all saw. We thought it was fantastic.
Mhm.
Brandon, I want to ask you something, Brandon.
Oh God.
Is there any scenario in the world where if someone slapped you in the face and told you had to duel them, would you do it?
You gonna slap me, bitch? You gonna slap me? Shoot you right now. I'll do you right now. I'll sing the song while I do it.
I just find that such a crazy concept that people would go up to someone and go, "I want to duel you." And you
Get
have
my
a shot
Yu-Gi-Oh
at dying.
cards.
You have a shot at dying. You know, like it's
Yeah.
just insane to me. Like, who came up with this way of resolving conflict? Like,
Jersey. New Jersey.
Everything's legal in Jersey.
Jeez. So, Brandon, would you meet up for the duel, or would you try to like can we just fist fight?
I'm gonna go there for the duel and shoot him. No duel. No one knows. No one has to know. But I won.
All right. Al, is there any scenario in your life where you would actually show up for the duel, walk your 10 paces, turn around, and take your shot?
I mean, a duel.
That's
I
just
mean, I guess for for lack of anything better, I mean, different. My family, like, yo, you come talking about either we duel or I'm gonna f up your kid or whatever. All right, I'll duel you, but
Depends what kind of Monday I'm having.
yeah, or like that scenario, like when you first started, they smack me in the face. Wait, smack. My foot. Wait, how do I load this thing? Where do I pour this gunpowder? You just smacked me in my face, bro.
Didn't I see? Wasn't there something where they took their glove off and they smacked to someone and challenged them to a duel?
I shoot you right fucking there. No duel necessary. You slap me, bitch.
Yeah, listen. There's no shot in hell I'm gonna be at the duel. If I do show up at the duel and you take your 10 paces, by the one pace, you're getting shot in the back. There's no way I'm gonna take a shot at you shooting at me from 10 paces away. There's just no way.
All right, let's go.
As soon as they turn around, I'm like, the respect shit. This is my life. Oh man. All right, man. So let's get into the next scenario there. And this is going to be for the movie My Spy. So in the movie My Spy, Dave Bautista has to learn or go on a skating rink. So what I wanted to ask you guys, if you were in the FBI or CIA or something like that, right? And your target is going on to a skating rink somewhere, and you have to be close in order for us to get that message or for us to copy what's going on that cell phone. If you, Brandon, right now had to go on a skating rink, is your cover blown, bro?
I'm more than blown. They're gonna have to have the people who work there help me up, and they carry like, I need to get to that guy. Get me there. Link up. What is that? The little assist thing, the little thing looks like a walker. I'm gonna need one of those to get around. I'm gonna box him in. You
just got to stay close to the agent, man. You got to stay close, man. Now, or this mission is just completely botched.
Okay, it may be the second it'll be botched is if I ever have to stop, because I'm okay with going and I can keep going, but when it comes to stopping, I need walls because
I need walls.
That toe tip or whatever that is that they have in the front that's supposed to be used. I try to do that. I'm landing on my face, so. I use the wall to stop. So otherwise, if he stops to talk or if he goes slow, forget it. I just botched the mission there.
Yeah, man. That goes for me too, man. There's no way in hell I'm gonna make it around the circle and be able to slow down or stop while this guy's talking or making a conversation. Yeah. It's just. I just wait on the outside circle and you just get every other sentence, He's coming back around now. See what you can get. Oh, man. So, yeah, man, that's the My Spy situation there. Let's see here. I got a couple good ones, too. Here we go. You should have left. Brandon, you walk into your apartment and you see yourself writing a note. Do you say something to yourself? And what do you say?
I do one of these first. The fuck you doing? Did I write that earlier? What did I write? Is that the grocery list? I gotta ask first. But if I see myself writing anything, then I am most likely walking back out the door because I shouldn't be in two places. It shouldn't be a thing.
Right? My fear is that thing that happens where you both look at each other and one of you starts shaking. Because it's like a time conundrum. Yeah.
I like how time has to have a conundrum and not a paradox. Time is so upset right now.
Yeah, if I walked in on myself, the first thing I'd be like, what? And I'm like, I think the first thing I'd be like, what year is it? Just want to make sure I'm not from the future or something. Like, are you leaving me a note? Is it the note for me? Oh man, Al, man, you walk in on yourself and you're writing something on down, and you see yourself writing. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I'm smacking myself and the other one just to make sure I'm not sleeping, drunk, something.
Wait, why would you slap the other one?
Because if it's me, I'm waking up. Whether it's I'm the dream or he's dreaming, somebody's waking up. I'm smacking both of us.
Al's starting a duel with himself. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Oh man. Now another one for you should have left, because when I saw the movie, it like completely fucked me. I was just like, oh Jesus Christ, what the fuck? It's happened to me a couple of times, and I just wanted to see if it happens to you guys. Al, have you ever had a dream where you woke up, or you thought you did, and you were still dreaming, and you just started another dream where you woke up, and now you are in a dream still, and then you wake up and you're like, what the hell?
Nah,
So have you ever
I've
woken
never
up
had.
in your dream?
I've never done that. I've been in a dream and knew I was dreaming. I've
Uh,
done that,
oh yeah, I've done
and
that.
and
A
I've
little Nightmare on
woken
Elm
up.
Street, War Warriors. What
Yeah,
was it? The
three, I think,
Dream
was the
Warrior.
Dream
Dream Warrior.
Warriors. Yeah.
I've done that, and I've woken up from a dream and said, "No, no, 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 no," and tried to go back into the dream. It was a real
Yeah.
good dream, so I was like, "No,
Yeah.
no,
Go back.
why the hell did you wake up?"
Oh my God. Brandon, have you ever had a dream where you woken up in the dream and it was still a dream?
Yes, and it was terrifying.
Yeah.
So I had a dream, and this was like maybe like a month ago. I had a dream that like it was like a regular day, and then I woke up, and I woke up in my bed, and my fiance was there, and she was like, "Oh, she's like, can you go get me some water?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I leave and I start walking down. Like I have this beautiful apartment, and I didn't realize it. So I go and I go to the kitchen. I pour the water and everything, you know, and I'm walking back to the bed. And as I'm passing the couch, I see her on the couch. So then I kind of look over real quick, and I'm like, "What?" So then I walk to the bedroom, and she's staring at me, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm dreaming. Wake up, wake up, wake up." I was like, "This is gonna be good. Wake up, wake up, wake up." And I guess I was actually like screaming that to myself, like out loud in person, in the real life. So my actual fiance woke me up. She goes, "You okay?" I'm like, "I don't know, but who the fuck are you?" Are you
Brandon,
are you?
so let me get this straight, Brandon. You see your fiance on one place and another place, and you scream to hell to wake up. What were you so scared of?
Because I guess I like realized like the real her was like on the couch, and then like whatever like demon thing
Yeah,
might
yeah.
be and looking at me. Because I like went to the door, like I walked to the doorway and I'm looking, and she's just staring at me with this smile, like knowing that I saw her on the couch, and I'm like, "Oh shit, 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 wake up, wake up."
Oh my God. Yeah, you know what? Actually, it happens to me. It used to happen to me a lot. I used to have it was always bad dreams too, man. And I remember the worst one where it happened was I was in a dream, and I don't know if we each have our own things to make ourselves wake up, but in my dreams, I can wake myself up by closing my eyes tight. So I'll do this and I'll close it really tight, and then all of a sudden I'll wake up in real life. So I was having a dream that I was being chased or like something with somebody. So I don't remember what it was. It was something evil, apparently. And sure enough, I closed my eyes really, really tight, and I woke up in my room. And I was like, whew, that was a bad dream. And I started to walk around my room, and then my bedroom door opens, and it's the person or the evil thing again that goes, "You can't get away from me." And I freaked the fuck out. And when the guy jumped from the bedroom door to get me, I woke up in real life, and I was terrified. So
Wow.
yeah. And it used to happen a lot to me where I would have these dreams where I wake up and start doing things, and then I'd wake up in real life. I'm like, What the hell? They just have 2 days in one? Like it's just nuts, man. But yeah, it definitely has happened to me, man. So that's pretty funny.
Oh,
Let's get into these last two movies here. Actually, I got three movies here. We got a couple of minutes there.
cool.
So let's see. The Old Guard. How about this one? Al, if
Yeah.
you could, would you want to live for a very long time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Even though you
only
saw all the things the guys went through.
that I was just gonna say the
Yeah.
only part that made me second guess that or hesitate
Mhm.
was the guy who well, we already did the review. The guy who was good on the team but actually turned them in because he
Yeah.
was tired of seeing his loved ones die before him. Like
Right.
that would be my only concern. Um, but otherwise, I think my curiosity as to what's coming in the future, like what's going to happen, I think that'll overcome me,
Yeah.
and I would do it just to see what's coming, what's happening,
Yeah.
and just to be curious and nosy.
I hear you. Brandon,
Yeah.
yourself, if you had that opportunity, would you take those powers from the Old Guard?
How long is long? Are we talking like
Well, Andy
100 extra? Well, yeah.
Andy had about 1,000 something years there, man.
Yeah, a couple
I was
thousand.
like, I'm good for like 100. Like, give me 100. After that, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't want to. And I'm also thinking like, are we talking about like right now or before? Because I wouldn't mind before. Right now, I don't know. I don't want to see. I don't want to see COVID 2099. Like,
I hear you, man. Yeah, me personally, man, I think I would still want that ability to live for as long as possible, to see everything that happens and plays out. Yeah, you're gonna deal with that little misery there, here and there. And as you saw in the movie, if you did see the movie The Old Guard, which is fantastic, you should check it out. There are the consequences of living that long. Is you at towards the end, it looks like they didn't want to be close to anybody but the people who live long just like they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would take that shot. I would definitely do that. Let's see here. What's another movie that I recently saw? I saw Brahms the Boy 2. So Brahms the Boy 2 scenario. This will be the last scenario for today. If your child, and Brandon, you don't have one, but in the future, right? If your child had a doll or some kind of stuffed animal, and he came up to you or she came up to you and said, she doesn't like when you do this. and you're like, what? And you're like, Scruffy doesn't like when you tell me what to do. Brandon, what are you doing with Scruffy?
Scruffy can go get another fucking 9-to-5 job. I don't give a shit. Scruffy want to take care of your ass. Scruffy can go afford your ass. That's my response to my kid. And then Scruffy gets thrown out.
Oh, Scruffy's gonna come back and haunt you.
Well, if it turns like Brahms the Boy and Scruffy's been in my house the whole time, then we got a bigger problem.
Oh man, Al, how about you, man? What's going to happen to Scruff?
Scruffy's getting thrown out in the middle of the night.
Al, she really loves Scruffy, Al.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Scruffy. I don't know. Yeah, ain't no doll telling me what to do.
I guess, like, depending on what my child says Scruffy told him to do. I'd probably take Scruffy in for a little bit, just make sure, like, do the trick where you act like you're not looking at it and you go back into it. see if it jumps or moves,
Yeah, you gotta close the door and threaten them when no one's watching. Like, move, bitch. Like, I bet you won't.
I've just seen way too many horror movies to just throw Scruffy away. He's going in the fire pit. Scruffy's going in the fire pit. That's for sure.
They still come back.
Oh shit, Al, stop it. And my child's got like a half Scruffy face on. Goddamn you, Brahms. Yeah, man, but listen, that's gonna be our podcast for today, guys. I thank you all for listening. And I apologize for the little sound quality there we had in the beginning and also throughout the episode. Again, we'll get back to normal one day. I promise you guys, we'll get back to normal. We'll podcast together and sound a lot better and clearer. But anyway, we thank you for listening. And listen, if there was any one of those scenarios that something happened to you. Hey, tell me if you have ever had a dream within a dream, or if you would want to live forever. Give us a little comment below on the YouTube, or if you're listening on the podcast, send us an email at therealfanreview@gmail.com, or go to our website, therealfanreview.com, and let us know what you think. Guys, we appreciate you. Subscribe, like, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. We got myself, Javier, and I thank you for listening. We'll catch you next week. We got our brother B.
Avengers Endgame prep.
We got our man in the chair out.
Have a good night, everybody.
And fellas, we'll say good night to everybody out there listening. We thank you. France, we love you. California, we love you.
Yep.
We'll catch you on the next one.